tons of people act who I don't think are actors, and tons of people play guitar who aren't musicians. I feel like everyone really communicates in one form or another, and I found that theater and this form of storytelling is how I best communicate. I'm gonna just go plug. Okay. I have to put these in at all the entrances of the parking lots. The Apprentice program is an acting program, an acting apprenticeship that we basically understudy all the shows, and we get our own show at the end of the season. It's a really great thing to be a part of because you get to watch professional actors do their thing, and then you get to do your thing at the end.
We did a lot, which is, it's typical for any apprentice program, internship, or really anything nonprofit.
We were like supplemental employees, essentially. So anywhere that they needed help, we were. So costume shop, props, set, publicity. Sometimes they'd have us drive down to Iowa, and they'd be like, drive down to Iowa, have lunch, put up some posters in these 3 towns, and come back.
And so we had class, we went to rehearsal to follow our understudy positions, and then we worked concessions. Once the show opened, we worked concessions and rehearsed our show once Rick Barber got here, and we were rehearsing our show as well as doing concessions and parking and front of house duties and whatever else they needed, really.
Once the shows opened, we would rehearse our play from 9 to 5 every day, and then also take care of all of the front of house duties, like doing, standing in the parking lots, guiding people into the theater, selling concessions, all that kind of stuff. Which even that became fun because we would have 2 concession stands open, and we would make it a contest to who could make more tips, and who could arrange the chips in like a better display than the other person. So even that was fun.
And then we work for tips here. All of the tips we get to. Splurge on a cheeseburger or peanut butter box.
This is parking duty.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of direct traffic if they're lost, tell them, hey, you can park here, even though we have signs set up, but some people are a little vision impaired.
Some of us have different tactics of getting the tips. Like I'll just nonchalantly adjust the tip bucket while they're ordering. And then our friend Paris says, buy something. He goes, oh, just a monster cookie? Would you like a tip with that?
Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon. Okay, gonna be it. I think that would be better.
We're in 15. So what is 16? Well, we ended in 15. Now we're going to begin.
Howdy, folks. Good evening. Were you guys here for the festival?
Yes, we are.
That was the best. Yeah. Or you just hold it up as you hand them their drink. I heard you were thinking, this is what we give really good tips, we think. Hello, what can I get you? Oh, I talk to you. Hi, can I get you an iced coffee? Perhaps a vanilla latte?
We started the summer by doing text work in this before we started working in the shops, and then we took, while the shows were getting put up, we took probably about a month off, I guess, and then we've been rehearsing for about the last month before we open this week. So.
I am ready for Sunday's show. I can't wait for it to open. We've been working the whole summer for this, and this is like the big moment. It's like in 2 days.
So though another run would make me feel way more secure,
Yeah.
it is what it is, and I feel confident in what we have. I think everyone's doing some really stellar work.
Yeah.
And I'm so ready.
We're putting on a production of Titus. This is great. I also stand out here and welcome patrons to the festival by directing them to the theater, because can be hard to find. And I sell coffee at intermission. And I set up that tent the other day so that a band could play in it tonight.
The tent.
Our tent setup experience, we were a pretty good team.
The tent, yes. Well, I got to know the tent intimately. My good friend Bryan Hunt and I were the 2 tent masters our year.
Every weekend we have these prelude concerts out on the green, and the apprentices get the privilege every weekend of setting up the tent and taking it down.
Yeah, it's still funny every time I see the tent come out. I'm like, oh, all right. I totally remember that, putting it up and down and up and down.
And this tent consists of a bunch of metal stakes that are entirely too heavy, a sledgehammer, this gigantic tent with 5, like, I don't know, hook-ins coming off the end of it or whatever, and the stake puller. So you're carrying all this like steel and cloth out into this thing.
Every time you saw yourself on tent duty, you groaned a little.
But it was complicated enough that you really needed to coordinate with people and figure out what your role is. So I mean, I guess maybe it's a metaphor for what we do here.
Hey Jeff, you don't get too excited. There. Keep going. Let him reach the point. The center point. Get it, boys. Get it. Almost 1 inch. There you go. 1 inch. Oh my gosh! Go! Boom! Circus is in town. Okay, great. Get it, boy. You got it already?
I mean, it's the nature of the tent. I don't think it's supposed to be easy. I think they purposely made it that way to make a bonding experience for apprentices.
Oh no, because
No,
that is the
that's-
exact opposite of what happened.
Makes me loathe everyone I do this with.
It's true. It has been. Today went really well, actually. First time was about a 4-hour experience.
It was long. And it was just that one, wasn't it?
It was just that one, and they had planned for us to put it up, take it down, and put it right back up again.
So we would know how to do it.
But it took so long the first time that thankfully our fearless leader Jeffo was like, this is good, we're gonna leave it.
Y'all are special.
Yeah.
We'll just do it once.
It's been good.
It's been a little crazy. We had a run through this morning, which went really well, but we normally have several more days to check a show than we did. So we had a run through, and then Amy had a show. I had the afternoon off to finish up some paperwork, and now we're here.
Kind of like, oh well, we're apprentices. We screwed up. We're apprentices. But no, I mean, I was nervous, as I always would be before going on stage or whatever. But I mean, we were so rehearsed, and so. Actually, no, that's not the truth at all. I was terrified before we went on.
Wait, the notes. Not there. No. I'm gonna move this out inside. Great. That's fine. I feel like that's a good choice. Do we know where the note might be? No. Perhaps in someone's pocket. Maybe go upstairs and check there. And if not, I'm sure we have it. Nikki has an extra one we can use.
I am so excited. They didn't even tell me they opened the house. Almost walked in there.
The house opens at half hour. I'm sorry we didn't tell you.
No, that's fine. You don't tell me. The note?
Yeah.
Apparently
Yeah, we're looking for it.
Okay.
We'll find it. Don't worry. You won't walk out and say
See us down this letter?
that I saw it.
I love theater as an educational tool for even people who aren't going to be in theater, because you either pass or you fail. There's no in between, you know. You either go up there and you know your blocking and you know your lines, or you don't.
I'm nervous.
How's opening night going?
Good. It's great. Good audience. Very supportive and energetic.
And cast energy's up, and yeah,
Good.
it's going well. I don't know. I don't think about it too much when I'm in it. It depends on the show. It depends on the kind of space you get backstage. Oh look.
Rape. this the rape revenge scene?
No, he figured out.
Oh,
If it
this
were
is the
rape
stick
revenge,
scene.
she'd be in trouble and I'd be in trouble.
This is the stick scene.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on and give him bad news in a second.
Oh, I already did that. It's so much fun.
This is what we do backstage at Titus. Once you're dead, you get to eat. Or once
I'm
you've
not
raped.
dead yet, but once you're not on for a while, and gotta keep a low profile.
You get your walleye?
Yeah, get your walleye.
Our lovely fridge of food that we snack on in between.
It's a combination of adrenaline and nerves and excitement and I mean you just feel alive, I guess, is the best way I can put it.
I saw Titus last night, which was great. And that's a tough show to do, and there's experiences in that I don't know many adults who would have anything similar, and they just took it and run. I think they are all very, very talented, and we are lucky to have them here.
Just a show of hands, how many of you have been able to see Titus? Great. Well, I'll go ahead and plug it now. This afternoon is the final closing performance of Titus Andronicus at 3 p.m. So if you haven't seen it, there's still tickets available. Go ahead and grab some. It's great.
Some people will say, like, you may understudy, but Grayson got to go on this year. Steph got to go on. She was an apprentice last year. I mean, they trust you as an actor, which is why they brought you, and they figure, yes, you have more to learn, but they treat you as equals, pretty much.
Oh, when I got on stage, however, I mixed up a line and got very nervous. I started the wrong monologue at the wrong point, but it's scanned, so it was all okay. But yeah, so I got to go on. We have a put-in rehearsal before where we go through all the scenes that you're in to make sure you feel comfortable.
I firmly believe that any Shakespeare education can benefit anybody in the arts. Any classic education can benefit somebody in the arts, whether you're a director, a lighting designer, or actor. And especially an actor, if you can do this type of work, you can do work in any genre. You can do comedy better. You can do Shaw better. You can do Edward Albee better.
This is my final plug for it, but I have to say it because I was so excited when I was working in the costume shop under Lisa and Meg Weed, the costume designer for Comedy of Errors. I made a ham. And all the apprentices are sick of hearing about it because every day after our scene work, I'd always come into either our rehearsal or back to the apartment going, I'm making a ham!
You know,
Oh, my last dead clown, you guys. I know, I love the
It was a whirlwind ultimately, going from one thing to the next and very little downtime and meeting an army of new people that you've never met before, but growing with them through all of that. It was one of the most eventful and memorable summers that I've ever had.
so how's the last show going?
It's going well. It's good. I'm just doing my secondary characters today, so it's kind of a little bit easier. But yeah, and Lavinia, I did Lavinia for the last time yesterday, and it snuck up on me. I didn't realize it was the last time I was doing it. Usually when I do a show, it's like, this is the last time I will ever enter stage right on this line, kind of thing. But it totally snuck up on me. I'm sad. I really, I love it here, and it's one of those things that you get familiar with this place, and you really just start to love it and feel at home, 2 weeks before you leave. So I'm, finally feeling in a good place, and I'm sad to leave it. I really hope every time, like when I was seeing Shakespeare for Young Actors and every new thing that I do, I'm like, I really hope I get to come back here and do this again. Because once isn't enough, I don't think. So.
I hope they had a good time this summer. It looked like they were having a good time, although sometimes they looked very tired. But that's apprenticeship.